Welcome to Cold Corner. I'm Acheron.
And I'm Inferna.
And we got our beverages here.
Yes, we
This
do.
is a party weekend because it's Inferna and mine's birthday.
Yes, our birthday weekend.
So, hey everybody, I hope you're having a good time.
And it's a 3-day weekend, everybody. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Drink responsibly, don't drink and drive.
Yeah.
I had to put my public announcement out there, public service thing.
Alright, so we're going to kind of talk about what got us into horror movies, and
Just general.
gave us the passion of this beautiful macabre genre that we love so much.
As well as
And,
other stuff.
Yeah, and other stuff. We want to talk about the channel, what's going to come in the future of it. So, yeah, so bear with our inebriation.
We aren't that bad yet.
No,
But,
no.
it might come.
Yeah. So anyway, Prost.
To you, my love.
Yep. Cheers. All right. So, I'm going to talk to the birthday girl here. What got you into the awesome horror movie genre?
Okay, so I started in horror extremely young. My father actually got me into horror, my dad. Starting at a very young age, and it was the old...
It's really cool when parents kind of are really into the horror and this will watch it with you. You know, that they're open-minded and they're like, oh, this ain't gonna rot your brain, but it's awesome.
Now, my dad would later on watch, when I got older, like the Bloodfest stuff. But I mean, his big thing was the classic monster movies. The Wolfman, the Mummy, Dracula, Frankenstein, Godzilla. Oh my gosh, my dad and I would love all the Godzilla.
Yeah, we gotta do a Godzilla marathon.
But Godzilla versus Mothra, Godzilla, just Godzilla, Son of Godzilla. All the Godzilla stuff.
I like King Ghidorah. The three-headed dragon. He was badass. He's my favorite besides Godzilla.
But I mean, my dad and I would watch that. He'd also got me into action adventure stuff too. I mean, starting out at as young as I can remember, 3 years old, I'm sitting there watching Sinbad and Godzilla and the Mummy and Wolfman. I mean, going way, way, way back. And as I got older, he wasn't super into a lot of, the slashers and stuff, but he'd get into them sometimes and watch them with me and stuff. And, like Jaws, he was really into more as far as horror, the monster stuff.
I think
monster, creature, whatnot.
Jaws was such a huge movie and a really important horror film.
Yeah.
I think it does the same thing for Exorcist. It freaked them out so bad that everybody started going to church because they're afraid of
and people started not going in the water and not going to the beach. And,
because that's a real possibility. That's no BS.
Well, and I'm from California. I'm from Orange County.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that, but
I know. I can tell.
I'm from Orange County. The beach was a way of life and stuff, and I mean...
Totally.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But, it was just part of growing up and stuff, and you went to the beach, and, but you were... at least me and people I knew were always somewhat aware there's the sharks there. I've been out there before, and, they would do the newscast, and this was, really funny. You'd see, they'd have the helicopter flying above, on the coast. And you'd see the row of surfers, and then 10 feet behind them there'd be a row of sharks. Wow. And they didn't see them, because of their angle, but the helicopter saw them. And all these sharks right behind them and stuff. And they weren't necessarily great whites or anything like that, but still it was huh, wow, that's nice. If they only knew.
If they only knew.
Yeah. So, and I would go snorkeling and stuff like that, and it was I always, when I snorkel, I look around and stuff, because I'm always scared Jaws is going to sneak up and bite me in the ass for some reason. Hasn't happened yet, fortunately, but,
Did you have any special channels that would kind of just cater to horror down there when you were younger?
Not that I can remember. But, we used to, we had a VCR from, when I was a young age. When VCRs first came out way back in donkey's years, in the early 80s and stuff. My dad was, a techie, too. So, he always, I remember they first came out, started coming out, normal and stuff. And, came to a reasonable price, when they weren't, $6,000, when they were, $500 or whatever.
Yeah.
And, I remember going to the video store, and... It was when picture discs, remember those?
Yeah.
First came out, and they had VCRs, picture discs, and beta, and I remember my parents trying to decide which one to get, you know, VCR, beta, or picture disc, you know, which one would be the best one to
Did they
get.
flip a coin or just like...
No, my dad decided finally on VHS because of the recording possibility, and they had more movies and stuff on that than beta at the time.
Yeah.
Which obviously was the better choice. So he made a good choice on it and stuff, but
And that later became the, you know, standard at the time, so...
Yeah, and I mean, we always had, I mean, even before regular cable came out, I don't know if any of you remember
even
this.
like when Laserdisc was coming out, everybody thought, well, that's going to take over. That kind of faded, and VHS was still the standard, you know?
Yeah, well, because Laserdisc, you couldn't record on it and stuff, and that faded out pretty quick. But I remember going to the store when I was a kid, and we were, like, looking at all the stuff and figuring out which one to get, and my dad picked the VCR, which was, like, the right choice to get. But like I was saying, you know, even before regular cable came out, there was a channel called On Channel. I don't know if any of you people remember that. If you do, you know, hey.
Talk about it in the comments.
Yeah, but, you know, it was sort of like HBO, but not, but, you know, it was a movie channel. And it was called
I miss the old HBO theme, you know?
Wow, we're scary.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was even before that, and, you know, it played movies and stuff, and we had that when I was, like, really, well, not super, super young, but, you know, when it came out, we had that, because my dad was always wanting, you know, the top-of-the-line freaking, tech
the newest
stuff.
tech that's coming out,
because my dad was in aerospace, so, you know, he was, like, a techie to begin with.
Right.
So, but, you know, so I had access to movies, you know, from the get-go and stuff. And, you know, my parents never had a problem with me watching, you know, violent stuff. It was one of those cases of it's like, oh, sex, no, but violence, oh, hell yeah, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know?
And in, like, Europe, they have this kind of the opposite kind of feel for that. It's more like, sex is okay because it's natural, you know, it's a beautiful part of what you are.
Yeah.
But violence is kind of corrupt, and you know, you shouldn't see that stuff. It's not really good for you.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's interesting.
But you know, my parents knew that I could handle it. They knew I was okay with it. They knew I wasn't gonna freak out and have nightmares and stuff because they knew me.
Yeah.
And I remember even when I was a little kid, like it was so goofy. Okay, there was a Sinbad episode, and they had like monster trees on the island. And, you know, the monster trees, you know, like attack the people and stuff. And my dad, this is like when I was 3 years old or something. My dad would play Monster Tree with me. And he'd be like, you know, like this big Monster Tree. And I'd go, ah, you know, but I wasn't really scared. But, you know, I'd do that, ah, and run from him. And he like chased me around. And I remember one time when I was like,
maybe you should be in a movie. You kind of scream pretty good there. You know?
That was even a real scream.
Yeah,
but I was like, probably 4 years old. I went like one time running down the street in my nightgown with
people.
With my dad chasing me all, and my mom would be like, "She's gonna have nightmares. She's gonna have nightmares." My dad's like, "No, she's not." And I never did. You know, my dad knew. He's like, "She's freaking cool with it."
What was the first horror movie you seen on VHS? Like you rented?
Oh crap! I don't even remember. It was so long ago. You know, this is like ages ago. I don't remember. It was probably one of the 80s slashers, but I can't remember what one, honestly, because I was like into the 80s slashers in the 80s, you know, when they first came out. Right. But I mean, me and my friend used to like, every weekend we'd watch slashers and horror movies and stuff, and you know, my parents would just be like, you know, enjoy whatever. You know, sometimes my dad would watch them with us depending on what time of day it was and stuff. You know, he'd like kick back. Sometimes my mom would too. Though my mom was more into sci-fi, that's why I'm like a sci-fi and fantasy nerd too, but we'll get into that later.
If you guys like Doctor Who, she's a huge Doctor Who.
Yes, I love Doctor Who. Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings tattoo.
Yeah.
I am like, you know, Lord of the Rings like queen. I've loved Lord of the Rings, J.R.R. Tolkien since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too of Lord of the Rings. Not so much of Doctor Who, but I do enjoy the books.
Yeah, one of these days I'll have to like give you guys a shot of my Dalek on my car that I created, my little Dalek decal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that I made myself. It's pretty awesome.
She gets a nerdgasm for it every day.
No, other people do that.
Yeah, I know. They stop, right?
They do. They stop and
right?
they take pictures and they ask me about it and, you know, just all sorts of weird stuff. But,
that's cool, though, you know. I mean,
yeah.
So it's a good looking decal. It is. Anyway, when I got into horror movies, it was basically late night TV. I was really young, probably about 6 to 7 years old. And I just was always fascinated with the macabre, the dark things that go bump in the night, so to speak. and that attracted me to any kind of esoteric art, you know, whether it was books, you know, movies, music, or whatever. But I had a love for the kind of the dark side. So, I any kind of like late monster movie, because they would always show them late in my area for some reason. It was like.
They always, especially way back when we were younger, they did that.
Yeah,
it was always a late night.
It was like from 12 to like 3 in the morning, and they would put their main feature on first, and then you'd have some kind of weird flick really late. But me, I would sneak up out of bed and, you know, and kind of do like ninja kind of my own ninja. I go ninja, man. But go ninja and just kind of sneak around and watch.
You don't even want to know the mental image I just got from that. Oh, that was wrong.
Maybe I do.
No, that was wrong. I'll tell you later.
Okay. So anyway, going back to Ninjunomics. Anyway, but no, I would sneak up, and even though it was a Sunday night, you know, so I had school the next day, obviously, and I'd get up and watch these cool movies, and mostly it was Universal monster films and Hammer horror films.
Well, and you didn't have your mom and dad, you know, obviously, around to, you know, like guide you into it, or, you know, I mean,
I
you
did
just
it on
went
my
into it on
own.
your
I
own.
did it on my own because I was always attracted to just kind of dark, crazy shit. And that's just being honest. And I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the monsters. I love the villain. I
Yeah,
think they were
I've
more
always loved the
interesting.
villain. I've always like connected with the villain more than other people.
I just thought it was. I mean, you could say that, you know, when you look at heroes, that they have their own agenda, and maybe it's not so good. You know, when you have the superhero movies and blah blah blah.
You know what was so funny is, like, I know that you're doing your part, but when Star Wars first came out, I had told my mom way at the very beginning that Darth Vader was my hero of all time. And I was like, when did that come out? Like 7 or some shit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I was like 7 years old. I'm like, Darth Vader is my hero. My mom's like, my daughter is disturbed.
Yeah, and so I'm getting off subject, but I was the biggest, you know, Star Wars fan. I collected Star Wars cups, you know, anything in magazines, posters, whatever I can get my hands on.
You know, we might sometimes start doing some sci-fi/fantasy reviews and stuff too, because we both like sci-fi and fantasy too. I mean.
Yeah, I like action adventure.
Yeah,
I mean,
me too.
Cult Corner is kind of like means many things, not just horror. You know, I mean, horror is our passion, but we're
also going to start getting into music, books maybe even, because we're both avid readers, and you know, just all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but okay. We're going off topic.
Yeah, we are.
So I'm going back
to... Well, you know, alcohol.
The devil's brew, man. No,
tasty devil's brew.
Just watching these movies, like I would also, you know, watch like sci-fi, Ray Harryhausen, kind of Voyage of Sinbad, the Sinbad films.
I love Sinbad. Oh my gosh, my dad and I would watch Sinbad all the time.
That was like a big kind of like influence on me. You know, his films were amazing, and they still are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
I love Sinbad. Sinbad comes on TV, and I'm like, oh, cool, Sinbad.
Yeah.
I mean, when I do watch TV, because we don't really watch TV.
We don't watch TV anymore. TV sucks, pretty much.
Yeah. We just wait for it to come on Netflix if it happens to be a show we like.
Yeah, or we just go buy a movie and we like, you know. I don't rent either, barely. I just go buy movies because if I want it, then why not just own it instead of renting it like 20 times, you know, or whatever. But, you know, it's just, movies like that, you know, Thing from Another World, which is funny, I would see these kind of weird, vampire films, one in particular that would always, like, just move me, and I didn't know anything about it, there's no information about it. It's called Vampire and the Ballerina. It was Italian film.
I never heard of them.
Yeah, well, I have to show it. You know,
we'll have to watch
that. But it oozed atmosphere. It was something. I mean, the title kind of sounds goofy, you know. Vampire and the Ballerina sounds like it's kind of cheeseball, but it's really
almost like a Twilight type.
It's really not. It's really good, and they would play that late night here, and I was like, wow, this this is different. This ain't your typical vampire. This ain't your Christopher Lee kind of Hammer vampire, or your Bela Lugosi, or Nosferatu. You know, this is different, and I just like how it was filmed. Like you would see like how they would film how the trees would just blow, and like there was an ominous presence all
So
around
it was like more
you.
like artsy and stuff then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say total, but
Yeah,
there's a
more
little
of
bit of
that,
that.
like
Yeah.
leaning.
Oh,
Towards...
definitely, yeah. And I totally love this movie, and it's still not available in North America on DVD or
Oh, that
Blu-ray.
sucks.
Yeah, it was just horrible, and it should be because it's really fun. But movies like that, let's see, what else? Definitely the Godzilla movies you talked about were
Godzilla.
anything
Go,
Gamera,
Yeah.
big flying turtle buddy.
Yeah.
Go Gamera. And Godzilla and everybody, yeah.
I love Godzilla.
Yeah.
Man. The old Godzillas.
Yeah.
The old, those were awesome.
Yeah. Blue Oyster called Godzilla.
Yeah, go. We'll have to listen to that later again.
Yeah. Yes, we will.
We shall, because that song is awesome too. Yeah, we'll do music eventually on here too. You know, we're just starting up, so
we're big music fans, and
not your mainstream music. You know, we're more into like serious underground music.
Yeah, metal, experimental stuff like that. That's what we enjoy. So we're going to be having some reviews of certain albums sooner or later, and you guys might not like it, or if you do, that's cool too. You know. Yeah. So, it's awesome. Hey, let us know in like the comments. You know, what got you into horror movies?
Yeah,
I mean,
we'd love to hear.
Do you have a favorite film that kind of just blew your mind, and you're just like, oh, this is where I want to be, or this is my new love, my new passion.
Yeah.
You know, like I want to even do my own horror movie someday because I've seen this and it just.
Well, you know, I
blew
went
my
into
mind.
film school for a while and stuff to
Yeah.
like do movies and stuff, but then I switched to graphic design. But you know,
Yeah.
still though, I mean, movie was cool too. It's just the equipment was so dang heavy, and half the time I was stuck with partners that were flakes. I
Yeah.
had to like lift everything myself. But yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna say something else. It's really awesome to hear hear and watch or whatever. The YouTube community come out and support. You know, with their passions with horror movies, and it's great to see. You know, it's like a family on here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so many great YouTubers that kind of do their own thing and just have so much passion for these really underground movies or just horror in general, whatever. And you know, you see it with their collections. You know, there's movies.
Yeah, because I mean, we love all horror, but a lot of what we really, really, really love and focus on is more the underground, the stuff that's not like super, super, super hardcore popular and stuff, or you know, as well known a lot of times. Even though we like that too.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff that we watch that's, you know, foreign for one. You know, we watch a lot of foreign.
You know, whether it's German splatter, Asian horror,
and we can do reviews on that too.
Mexican, classic Mexican.
So some of
horror,
those reviews might have to be, you know,
Yeah.
over a certain age technically.
The Canadians, they have a lot of good horror films.
Yeah. I watched a pretty good Turkish one.
Yeah.
Which is like really rare.
Bollywood horror movies.
Oh yeah,
too.
Bollywood, yeah.
Rule. They rule. But they're really kind of weird. I mean, if you ever try to watch one for the first time.
They always have like weird song and dance like breaks in them and stuff.
The whole goal of making those types of movies was like, they wanted to do everything. They wanted they wanted to make you feel like you want to have action elements. You know, even though it's a horror movie, they put like, you know, sing and dance.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
song and dance parts are just like really bizarre. It's like, okay, you know what? Half the time I like fast forward through those just because I can't stand it.
Man, I just went with it.
I fast forward through it. It's like, I don't need to hear your lame song and dance.
It kind of was catchy after like the 30th movie.
Oh, you know,
I
they're
watched.
like,
No, I got used to it so much because that's just how they do the movies, you know. I mean,
yeah, but I mean their movies are cool. You know, I mean their whole premise and stuff is like really cool. So it's just like the song and dance numbers are kind of a little weird.
Yeah.
Because you know it's like no musical horror, no. Well, except for Sweeney Todd,
Yeah.
but musical horror. No.
And Indonesian horror too.
Yeah. Spanish horror.
Yeah.
Argentinian horror. I've been watching a couple Argentinian ones.
Paul
lately.
Naschy.
Yeah.
And really, he's like kind of the Lon Chaney of Spain. I love his films. We're going to talk about his films later on, and he does. If you like gothic films, there's no like stages. This is real, like from old castles and stuff, shot in the nature and everything.
I love old castles.
That's what I like about it. It's just it seems really natural. You know, I mean, so. It's really, his films are really cool, and we're going to talk about that later on.
We have a lot of stuff to talk about later on. I mean,
man, there's
like I said,
there's so many cool movies in different places, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just so much to get into
cover.
and cover, yeah,
Yeah.
and enjoy this.
Yes.
So leave a like, you know, subscribe. Tell
us about your favorite horror. Tell us about
your favorite
stuff
beer.
You like. Your favorite rum.
Whatever, yeah, exactly. So,
where has all the rum gone? It has gone in my glass.
But yeah,
wow, I'm lame.
So anybody, yeah, like I said earlier, anybody want to like comment or even make a video talk about what got them into horror, and that'd be really cool, and we'd love to see that. So, until next time, we are out of here, and we will hail the horror.